Okay. I think it'd be helpful if I did this. Fixed panel. Bam. Okay. Might have to go back to the drawing board on this. But that's okay. This is how we learn. Okay, cool. There we go. Oh, I'm sitting here like I don't have a dang tripod. That's around here somewhere. Here it is. Okay. Oh. Finland's living peatland? That looks cool. Man, the world is a beautiful place. Alright. The earth, she is beautiful and we must take care of her. No exceptions. Bam. I am sitting. This is too tall for me sitting. Bam. All right, fam. I back. Boop. Boop. All right. Add the story. There's no real limit to how many times you can add the story. Here we go. I figured Piper would just come on back. All right. That's good. That's good. Oh my gosh, I'm a live streamer again. Hello, Tiffany. Oh, Fendog is here. I know Fendog will talk. Ooh. Yeah, how are you doing? Do an invite you shared. Okay, cool. Tired. Heard. Let me see. Boop. Probably want to come up. Well, TikTok does like it when there's noise in the background, but if it's copywritten noise, they're gonna be like, This is technically copywritten noise, but it's from the 90s, so. Well, I'm glad that you decided to drop in and check out the live stream. I guess they didn't believe that I would actually be right back. And I was like, no. When I say I'm gonna be right back, that's usually what that means. Hey, Fendog. 2 viewers. Patronizing. Patronizing. Oh, hey. Hello, Zach. Can't come up, but I can be in the comments. Right on. Everybody's talking about Snap, as they should. But people aren't talking about the stricter work requirements. Thank you so much for the likes. We share that too. Yep, thank you. Let me see. Maybe we need a more thought-provoking background here. Let me see if I remember how to do this live streaming thing. Effects. Bam. Oh, that's a lot easier than it used to be. Okay. Nice. Well, at least they fixed something. Jesus. Jabus. TikTok is really hating on me right now. Thank you for the shares. This is how you can tell that they're not even sharing. They're not even showing my mutuals and followers that I'm live. This is how you can tell. Hello, Brad. Or Brand, my bad. Welcome back, TJ. Free Palestine. No one to spree until we're all free. People are really skipping over how cutting off EBT is going to hurt farmers more than anybody. Thank you for the rose. It's also pretty late. It's like, on one hand, I want to say people are winding down, and on the other hand, I'm like, no, they're not. Can you explain how it's going to hurt farmers? For sure. So, SNAP is a farm subsidy, first and foremost. It's not really about feeding people. It's about making sure the farmers get some sort of income. That's why you can use SNAP at farmers markets. And it's another reason why they feel comfortable cutting off what you can buy with SNAP. The first cutoff was buying hot food with SNAP. And now Texas is making it so you can't buy anything that considered treats with SNAP. Like you can't buy candy and soda and stuff with SNAP. But they didn't say anything about farmers markets. You'll still be able to use them at farmers markets. I think Texas is going to make it to where you can only buy meat, produce, and dairy on SNAP. You're not going to be able to buy, like, I don't think it's about just treats. I think it's about processed food, which, you know, a lot of food is processed. Cheese is processed. But anything that, you know, if you can get it off a farm, you can get it with EBT. Whereas I don't think any other state's doing that. But the way that cutting off SNAP hurts farmers is that the money from SNAP that people were buying with the produce and the meat and whatnot, they will now no longer get that money. And it's not that they weren't already struggling with the first SNAP cuts and now the mass bloody deportation that he did campaign off of. that drove away their workers. Now they're losing another income revenue with what they were getting from EBT. Now, don't ask me to explain how the money was getting to the farmers from the grocery stores, but it's pretty obvious how the money was getting to the farmers from the farmers markets. So now that's like millions of people were on EBT, right? Spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, given all the people that are on EBT. So now whatever the farmers were getting from those people spending that money, that of course didn't go to anything processed like sodas and candies and whatnot, now those farmers aren't going to get that. Because the way the store keeps inventory, it's like the long story short of how the store keeps inventory on what they got is your receipt. Because the receipt isn't just for you, it's also for them. So like somehow the government divvies that shit up, and the people who put the bananas and the snap peas and stuff like that on the shelves, get that on the shelves, those are now the farms that will not be getting that money that they were getting when people were getting the cheese and the milk and stuff like that with the SNAP. Because like, I don't know the science behind it, but the SNAP did translate into money. Because I don't know how grants work, apparently. I'm doing a horrible job of explaining this. I am so sorry. I guess it takes an economist to explain how the SNAP turns into money for the farmers. And that's a big... Okay, that makes more sense. It's all good. You're doing fine. Thank you. Hey, Jay. Thank you so much. It's like, I guess I need to develop welcome back, Dooley. I need to develop how can I explain it while skipping over the part of how the SNAP turns into the money that goes to the farmers. The government does that part. You don't have to worry about that part. The point is that they know that you're buying stuff off of the farms based on the receipt that is also working as the transaction for the inventory for the grocery store. So that farm still gets that fucking money. Hey, punk. And now that farm is not going to get that fucking money. And honestly, a lot of industries get hurt by cutting off SNAP because like now you can't get soda and chips. Like now Frito-Lay's and PepsiCo are suffering. Yeah. So like I'm explaining very poorly. Everybody's being super nice to me about this, but I'm explaining how cutting off SNAP hurts the farmers. So like you can say that, okay, now people will go get jobs. Like I know we hate that, right? But I'm just gonna use this. So if somebody goes and gets a job or they go get another job, which is most likely gonna be the case, that money can now the money doesn't account. What am I trying to say here? SNAP can only go to food, which means that's guaranteed money for farmers. Whereas with money, I can get food or I can get a video game. But SNAP is guaranteed farmer money. That's all that money can do. It's go to food, and some of it's going to land on produce, dairy, meat. That is money that they know that they're going to get from every SNAP recipient. Versus currency, any other currency can go anywhere else. Like, I can go get an apple or I can go get boba tea. You know? Good. Feel the burn. Not the people, but the corporations. Yeah. Seems like they know exactly what this will cause down the line. So what's going to happen is our food supply chain will definitely be disrupted. It's just we're not going to have to worry that long. What's going to happen is The farmers are going to go broke. They're going to sell their farms to corporations, and the corporations will then own the farms, and then it'll generate, and like, the shit will just go on as it was. Basically, it's just going to be corporations instead of family-owned farms, which none of them were black anyway, because black-owned farms were often terrorized, burned down, never got government subsidies. Fuck all that shit. It's going to be these white-owned generational farms that are going to get bought out by these companies, and it's still just going to be white people owning our food supplies. Nothing really changes for me down the line as the consumer. It's just white on white violence as far as I'm concerned. Bill Gates has already been buying up farmland. He can do that as like a private entity, question mark? See, if you see people stealing food, no, you didn't. Thank you for the follow. It's like on the production. Hey, I'm gonna pronounce your name. Penta. Because I know with the N, with that curvy line of it, it's pronounced N. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. If you see somebody grabbing diapers and walking about the store, no, you fucking didn't. No, you didn't. Pinata. Oh, I'm an idiot. Thank you. Of course it's pinata. He's about to own most of it, and it'll be another monopoly. Yeah, and racially speaking, it was already a monopoly. Like black and brown farmers, mainly black farmers, black and indigenous farmers were already being pushed out. Like it's just gonna be more white people. Thank you for the follow. How you doing, Pinata? So like I said, white on white violence. I don't know what you want. You're right. It was already a monopoly racially. Yeah, because so little known fact. There are plenty of black and indigenous farmers. They just don't get the subsidies. They don't get the recognition. They don't get the "We Feed America." But there's plenty of them. It was like our food is already owned by white people using slave labor. It's just gonna be a different set of white people using slave labor. Like nothing changes for me. Mark tax exempt. Yep. Rent strike. We got options. Oh yeah. I just say general strike. And what I was saying before. This is what I was saying before. I don't fight crime. Fear is the wall we hit. For real. Put it into practice. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for that. Thank you for the energy. Thank y'all so much. So yes, this doesn't change. The farmers that were getting these subsidies, they will have to close their farms because they'll have to close their farms because they already don't have workers because of the deportations. And now they're about to lose that last source of money that they were even getting. And also Texas setting up that restriction that people can't buy processed foods on EBT anymore. People are that's going to be kind of a discouragement because it's like, okay, well now I have to go to the store and I still have to pay for food even though I have EBT. What the fuck is that? Cool, dude. Thank you. I appreciate you. It's only going to be the billionaire farms left. Well, they're going to buy more farms. The billionaires will just buy more farms. And by the way, farmers are already millionaires. You have to have millions of dollars to be able to afford to have a farm that produces enough to be able to ship to feed people. So they were already rich anyway. So it's just more millionaire on billionaire violence. It's just more rich on rich violence. The farmers are crying now because their workers got deported and they're losing SNAP. But they weren't crying before. Remember pre-2016? Didn't know who they were. Now they're all over social media fucking crying because their racism got the better of them and they figured out that they couldn't afford racism. Like I said, white on white crime. Piper.
Hello,
Oh, is my
hello.
volume not up? Hang on, Piper. I'm sorry. I did it
Oh, no
again.
problem. I can hear you.
No, my volume wasn't up. I couldn't hear you.
Gotcha.
Some of the farmers call ICE on their workers to not pay them. What's the point of that? What is the point?
And those are the ones that didn't sign up to where the government just brings them the migrants. Those exist too. Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's what the farmers around here do. Like they literally, their contract is with the US government, not the people there. But those people are actually for sure getting paid and a specific rate they know going in. But if you think the government is checking on their condition, they're not.
No. That's what somebody that kind of makes sense why somebody earlier said there are people working on the farms. There are like, hey Paul, billionaires going after the millionaires. Basically, the billionaires are eating the millionaires. Um that's what I the government has never been checking on their conditions, literally. And that's what I meant when I say like oh wait, that's what the person meant when they said like people Americans natural born American citizens are working on the farms. I don't doubt that for a second. At the desk, natural born citizens are working in the refrigerator area. Like they're not like the people out there in the field, Jose and them.
Okay, here's where natural born citizens are actually doing it on the farm. It's when they go to pay to pick apples or they go to pay to pick strawberries or like paying to get in to do it is the only time. That's crazy.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the seasonal apple pickers and shit. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm talking about it's a place and you go like schools take field trips to them in New York State and you pay the place for the privilege of going in their orchard and picking your own apples and feeling good about it. They do it with strawberries and blueberries some places too.
Pay to play orchard. I'm picking up what you're putting down. But here's something else. Back when I was traveling, and like in the early days of me moving here when I was still considering hitting the road a lot, people were talking about how they would go out to California and stuff and go pick apples and strawberries when they were in season. So, excuse me, people, natural born citizens are picking in the fields, but they're only doing it seasonally. They don't take that job seriously, and as soon as shit looks like it's about to go down, they bounce out and they go do something else. They hit up a different location. But it's not like Jorge and them who are working that field for like as long as they can during season and sending that money back to their families, knowing that they're making less than $1.
That situation is almost like I want to go on a road trip, but I need to be guaranteed a way to make money to get home. So I'm going to arrange this at the other end. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, so like back when I was first homeless over a decade ago under a different economy and different policies and all this shit here, traveling was easier to do. And even though places were hostile, places were less hostile than they are now. So like it was pretty easy to get a job picking some apples or something back then. Um I I don't know about now. I also don't hang out in those circles anymore because I've lived here for a long time already. Hey, righteous. Um, but it's like I think getting out there on a field will make you easier. Because there's no due process, they can just take anybody. So it's like just being out there in the field is dangerous now. And also like the already really bad aggression towards homelessness has ramped up. Refresh in and out. What? That is so weird. This does so much weird stuff now.
It looks solid to me. Maybe it's just showing that way to you because of like a
Because I'm the host.
where second, but it that looks straight up. It hasn't like glitched or anything for me.
It's not glitching. It's
You're right.
showing a new little feature at the top. It's just another little thing that they do to draw attention to, like, oh, do things that make your live stream popular. It's not a glitch.
Oh, oh, okay.
Farm
I
work
don't
is
see
like,
it.
yeah, you don't see it. I see it because I'm the host. Farm work isn't easy. You're absolutely right. But also, it reminds me of how the original cowboys weren't white. The cowboys aren't white.
And the original cowboys weren't trying to end everybody that already lived there either.
True. True. Um. So yeah, it's like I feel like there's not enough emphasis put on this, which is why I'm going to start. Well, I'm starting live streaming more about this talking point because everybody wants to be so anecdotal, and it's like they want to like be anecdotal to try to appeal to people's sense of humanity, but these people have already decided that these stereotypes of welfare queens and whatnot is more important than the real world consequences of what's going to happen to literally everybody. And it's like, there's not enough welfare queens, babe. There's just not enough welfare queens to bring back these farmers that are
I
going
would
to
also
lose their farms.
I would like to say over and over and over again, the only welfare queen ever caught and convicted was a Caucasian woman.
I remember that too. I forgot her name, but I remember she was like scamming like hundreds of thousands of dollars and she got caught. And it's like this whole stereotype that they built up of the black woman with like weave and long lashes and like three kids and somehow five miraculous baby daddies, all that just to for a white woman to get busted. There's Tom Brady or something.
Oh God! Oh, that dude, and nothing happened to him. That's awful. Also, you know how they're showing that clip of Reagan saying tariffs are bad?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it till I saw the video of that clip because it's been forever since I sat and watched that. He's sitting there reading, and what they did back then, it's during his second term, they did what was supposed to look like the old timey radio chats Roosevelt would have, where he's like sitting with his sweater on and all that stuff. And his son came out years later and said that whole setup was simply to allow him to use a script instead of having to remember because he was already deep in the dementia by the time he said that.
Okay. Hello, Trans
And
Anarch. Yeah, that's okay. Fair enough.
yeah, fireside chats though.
And then they use government say, yeah, like the bailouts. The welfare queens are is Wall Street. Honestly, the welfare queens are farmers.
Caucasian farmers.
Caucasian farmers, thank you. Caucasian farmers. Fireside chats. Yeah.
That's what
Good light
things
content.
were called on the radio.
What'd you say?
Fireside chats is what I couldn't remember that Roosevelt did on the radio, talking to the American people that Reagan was trying to emulate.
Oh, okay. Especially the dairy industry. I avoid videos about the dairy industry because those videos are fucking scary. Dairy and meat, I don't have the stomach for it, literally and figuratively. But like, if we want to talk about people mooching off the government, like maybe these farmers should just pull themselves up by their bootstraps and stop depending on subsidies. I'm just saying.
But the government did to them exactly what they do to people on the safety net, which is get you on there, but then it's almost impossible to get off of it.
On
Unless
one
like you
hand,
have a
right?
major jump in skills.
But on one hand, right? And meanwhile, we do still have black farmers, even though they don't get any of these tax breaks and any of these subsidies.
And guess what? Most of them are doing pretty decent right now from the looks of TikTok.
I have to get more into black farmer talk because like I like how this issue brought every kind of just rose everybody to the top of like the Caucasian farmers like constantly crying and the black farmers being like, "Y'all want some honey?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Exactly. There's an account that's called Farming While Beige.
Farming wild
Yeah, because
baby.
that's yeah, because he's I think he's biracial. He is indigenous and black,
Okay.
and so he's light skinned, so he calls himself beige. Um, but basically, one of the things that he does is a series where he shows how having a backyard flock is not cost effective at all. Like you cannot make a profit. Just so all these people won't go out and buy chickens and think they're going to make money.
Yeah.
But they're like 10-minute videos, and the sounds he makes while he's collecting and taking care of these, it's ASMR for me.
Okay.
He's worth a look, but he also explains the industry too.
Well, I don't think that people I don't know if the average person is getting chickens thinking that they're going to make money. For in my anecdotal experience, the average person gets chickens because they want chicken and eggs, not because they're trying to sell them. Or they can give some of them away. But like it is the direct benefit of the chicken owner to have chickens in my anecdotal experience. The
Yeah,
dairy, yeah, the dairy industry and how and like
part of
school
this,
lunches and stuff. I do know that part.
part of the platform is trying to attract black people into farming. That's why he talks about this isn't the way to get in. But
Okay.
no, if you're doing it to just feed your family, it's fine, but it's not going to make you money.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who does it, and I haven't seen any black farmers or anything that are trying to do it to make money, like a backyard flock. I mean, I haven't seen any black farmers trying to do anything in their backyard to make money. They're doing it for themselves, and like they'll give some to their community members if they have spare, but they are the first and foremost concern for themselves.
And he does those moving where the chickens are in a coopy thing and they move it
Hmm.
constantly, so the chickens are always on fresh area.
Yeah,
It's and he's trying to prove it can be done sustainably. It's cool.
yeah, that's great. Also like farming rabbit. If you like rabbit meat and rabbit fur, yeah. I collect chickens like Pokemon. Gotta catch them all.
See, I've wondered about that too, but there would have to be somebody in my sphere that's willing to do away with the rabbits and also make them to the point where they're meat.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing any of that. I'm gonna be upset because I'm probably attached to the rabbit.
Yeah, I hear that. I if it were up to me and I could only eat what I caught, I'd be a vegetarian or a pescatarian. Cause fish are ugly enough for me to not care. I'm just gonna say it. Fish are ugly enough for me to not care. Chickens, I can do. Right. I don't want to eat rabbits. I'm not much of a rabbit person. I think I've had rabbit before and I didn't even like it. Like just give me I like I don't like frog either. It's just like not enough meat. And it tastes very similar to chicken. Just get chicken. Now, I think that the average person can't do cow because cows are fucking big. You're not doing backyard cow shit. Welcome back, Brand. I can turn off my compassion when it necessary for survival. A lesson I learned in a cult. Hey, witch. Um,
I mean, unless you've got like a lot of people to feed, because like I don't know, my brain is going prepare yourself for non-electricity lifestyle, and I don't know why.
I don't know if the electricity will go off. I don't think Canada will do that to us. Is that Ren? What are you talking about? But circling back around, yeah, cutting off SNAP hurts farms more than it hurts anyone because like that's dedicated money to them that they know that they're gonna get versus you can do anything with money, including go out to eat or just go buy something else. Um, oh, cool. Hello.
Hey, Dutch.
Hey, how's
Let me
everyone?
see if I can fix this. Hello. Auto accept. Yeah, no. That's how you get racist in here. I am. You can go ahead. I'm just fixing this.
I was just checking, make sure I have my fan on. It's not too loud.
Okay. You know what? That'll work. People can figure that out. It's only cut off the letters a little bit.
Yeah, it only cuts off. Well, for me, it only cuts off H and Hertz and the E and more.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too. It's
Yeah.
cutting off a little bit of the C, a little bit of the P, a little bit of the H, a little bit of E. But you can still, if you know how to read, you can still read. You know what this says.
I have all of every letter.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
okay, awesome.
The H is very, very close to the edge, and so is the E. Maybe the tiniest tip of the corner of the E is gone, but everything else is there for me.
Okay, well, good to know. Maybe you have a bigger phone. So no MAGA.
Hmm.
So no head. I mean, MAGA. I don't have on the screen anywhere no opposition, but it's like, how are you going to oppose this? If somebody wants to try to argue this, let's see what they got. Right? Let's see what you really got, because we're not making this about children. We're not making this about. You mentioned reading. Oh my God. Anyway. Dutch, what do you like to say about the prompt?
I mean, same thing as kind of that the radical libs bringing up is they don't read the problem. Like nobody does. That's not exclusive to MAGA though. Like they're not into reading really. They find the word they like or they're offended by, and then they'll hop up to that usually. But like doing this, people don't really realize. They just think that cutting off SNAP is for just the people that are abusing the system and living off of it with their BMWs and their nails getting done and all this shit, and they're still getting all these 1,100 on food stamp. Like no, people that are on this are struggling to get by as is, and it's where they're used at. Like cutting this off hurts even. That actually does hurt Walmart because the majority of Walmart employees are on it and they use their cards there.
That's true.
Farms, like this is stuff where they're made to be used in certain places. Like they always talk about, like, well, you can use food stamps and then go to fast food restaurants. Yeah, that's kind of messed up. Why do you think they do that though? Because they want to allow those places to get their money too. They don't have this set for, if like food stamps was supposed to be for healthy food to get by on, they would make it only usable at like farmers markets or so like that, right? They don't do that because they want you to use them at big chain restaurant or big chain fucking grocery stores and fast food places because that's where the money goes. So
Yeah,
it's going to hurt those places too.
exactly. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. I love that. Go ahead, Piper.
A lot of Dollar Generals will probably close if this is more than 1 month long.
A lot of
Think
what?
about how big Dollar General,
Oh yeah.
because they've been helping with the food deserts. Yeah?
So
And
I'm
they've
gonna put in
expanded really fast.
Piper. I'm gonna put an asterisk on you. It's called. They're called food apartheids because food desert implies that they occur naturally when it is in fact a policy issue. But other than that,
Okay.
you are correct.
I hadn't heard that before. I will change that term in my brain. Thank you. I hadn't heard it.
For sure. Chose, what would you like to say about the topic? We'll circle back around. So yeah, the the also, y'all please do tap the screen. Let's get to 5K likes, and also we have 5 shares. Let's get to 20 shares, and let's see if we can get some people in here. Also, the subject of opposition has come up. Hey Joe, the subject of opposition has come up. I'm not opposed to opposition, to be totally honest with you. It's just like, how can you oppose this? Oh, that's what I was saying, because it's like, it's not about like the what it's not about like the welfare queens and shit that people try to weaponize, right? This is about the farms directly. And it's like, and Piper, you're right. It is going to hurt the people who are in food apartheids, where convenience stores like Dollar General are the main thing that's feeding people out in rural areas. Like everyone's going to suffer, but it's definitely falling on the overweight black women with 3 children and 15 baby daddies that are abusing the system Like, so, like, realistically speaking, like, somebody's really out here having babies just so they can be on public assistance. It's not benefits, it's assistance. But like, maybe when some more Dollar Generals start closing, people will fucking get it. Hey, hello, flaming flamingo. Um, but like, the reason why I have this is because if you talk about people in any metric, even if you talk about children and the elderly, which will be, of course, unfortunate, the government might call it casualties to the snap cuts. You can't force people to care about other people. People care about businesses, though. They care about, like, all that shit I heard during George Floyd about you're burning down your own town, you're burning down these businesses, blah blah blah. Never mind what the social contract is supposed to mean. There's this. If you care so much about businesses, then care about the farms and tell them to turn the snap back on. Right? Dutch, what do you have to say?
I was still waiting. I thought Chose came up to speak. I didn't know he was just coming up here to be silent.
I don't know what happened, but I know Chose has like has a varying schedule.
Ah, yeah,
But
no.
also, Chose might have come up for visibility. People that follow them see that. Thank you. People that follow them see that they're going live, and they'll come through and see what's up.
Bring more radical liberals in here. I get it. I get it.
That's I'm not gonna lie. That's why I invited Drew. I did invite Drew to the live because Drew has haters like no other.
I get it. It's like I always joke about it, Bill. Like seriously, like 80% of my following are like liberals and MAGA that hate me.
Seriously, Brad lives here for real. Like, but like, I feel like Drew has really done the work to accumulate a certain quality of haters that nobody else specifically does the work to do like they do. Hey,
Yeah.
Greek.
Yeah, you see that though. It's like it really. I don't think that's until they see that kind of stuff happen, they're not gonna get it really, because that's all the only times they actually get it is by actually happening. It's like it hurts that so many people need like shit to happen to them for them to understand like it's white supremacy shit because they think they're safe under it. Like that's why most people didn't care about the like voting. Still, 91 million people just chose to abstain from voting because the majority of them were, I'm guaranteeing you, were white people like me that didn't think that it would matter either way. Either one of them is going to be the same to us, so we can just choose not to. And
That's
same
not
with this.
necessarily true. I'm gonna put an asterisk on you. That's not necessarily true. A
What's
lot of
that?
people didn't vote because they saw what happened to Hillary and they basically lost faith in the system.
That too. But it's still either one of them feeling like there is that knowledge of feeling like, you know, this is not going to, whether whichever one's in office, they won't harm us. That's the thing. That's what always bothered me about like the harm reduction conversation in the first place, though, is because like we're stating it because it's not us that's experiencing the harm ever, but we're telling other marginalized groups that they've got to accept a little bit or it's going to be worse this way. But like this is, they don't think that they're on this. They don't think that they're bothered by it. Well, I'm not on Snap, so I had to work and I got to get this. And all their like completely misguided, hey, what's up, man? They're completely misguided ideas of like, well, I talked to somebody who had $1,100 on here. You know what I could do with $1,100? Like, do you know if you're someone that is getting $1,100? I mean, I don't even think it's possible, first of all. But if it is, you would have to have 5 kids minimum, and that would be
Or
a
you were
mother
saving.
with pockets. Yeah, that's 5 kids and a mother. $1,100 is still not. That's like still again like 200, 250 tops. That would be the most they give some people.
Yeah.
That's not enough to get by on. They because they have these ideas that they're like, well, I've been at the grocery store. I've seen them when they fill up their carts and they got all this stuff in and shit. Like what you're seeing is they just got their card. That's what you're seeing. Someone who's probably been 3-4 days already at this point without food at all, and now they've got food, so they can go get their groceries filled up for once.
Yeah.
That's supposed to last them the entire month. What you're seeing, and you're acting like they do that every day. They can go once a week and do that. They can't. It's like
Well, hang on. Let me stop you because even if they could, why are you mad about people not being hungry? Let's get down to it, right? Why are you mad about people not starving? Also, Vaughn, if you would like to come up, you're welcome to. People are welcome to come up, and also opposition is welcome. I don't know who would oppose this talking point, but we'll see what happens. Theater Moon, hello. Um, but the like I have to work, therefore you shouldn't eat is not logic. It's not what you should be going for. And also, like as part of this topic, if they don't eat, the farmers don't eat. That's the point.
It's misery. It's just misery. They're miserable, so they feel everybody else has to be. It's that same mentality of like, I suffered, so you have to suffer too. It's always what it is. It's like, because they're always punching down. Not a single one of them's ever punching up. It's always about punching down logic. It's like, I have to suffer for this, so why do you get to have something while I don't? And it's like, that's all it is. They won't see past that because, as you brought up, like, why would it be a bad thing? It shouldn't be, but like, that's where they're at is like, well, I don't get it, so why do you have to get it? And they're not, the statistics too, somebody just brought this up in videos too, where it's true, is like, if someone's making $60,000 a year, only like $35 of it goes to paying into food stamps for people. $700 of it though goes to corporate welfare shit. So that would be punching up shit. I don't see any videos of them mad about these companies that are taking $700 from the check for whatever they're using it for, but you're mad about the 35 for somebody that's suffering. Like, it's
I don't understand why the farmers aren't getting out here and denouncing the welfare queen myth, because that myth hurts them. It discourages people from getting the help that they need. It discourages people from getting SNAP.
You want to know why though? It's because the majority of the farms already are bigger farms, like they're companies now. There's not a lot of small farmers left. And those ones we have been seeing. They are coming out and getting mad. But there's like big farms are now, or like it's corporations that are taking up. We don't have a lot of small farmers left. That's the big problem there. If it was more small farmers, like they should give it to, again, going back to this, the farmers markets. If it was about farmers, small farmers, and helping them, they would give our food stamps would be maybe to only work at like farmers markets then, because that would go towards farmers. But because all the farmers are in association with grocery stores and shit like that, it's not the same thing anymore.
And still, I mean, that doesn't really answer my question though. Like, why aren't farmers speaking out against this welfare queen myth?
Because they're actually gaining from it. That's the
so?
bigger thing. Because they're not like, so it's the same thing. There's not a lot of small farmers. The ones there are, I have seen people that are farmers that are complaining on here about stuff like that. That there are very small amount of farmers that are left. Their farms are being bought up by big developmental companies and shit like that, and corporations that own these big farms, and they work with all these big grocery stores and chains and shit like that. So by this not working, like they won't get their cut. They're already subsidized basically though.
Mm-hmm.
So like what they're getting is already tied to, say, the grocery stores and shit like that. So they're already getting it. Now when the grocery stores start getting affected, then we'll see that chain happen where it starts hurting the pharma companies. So like right now is the first level of it. We won't see that part, what you're talking about, until like that's going to be the next level of it.
So I don't see how, I mean, you explained it, but I don't see how, like, someone would have to, oh, I just got fired, now working minimum wage. God damn it. Sorry about that. It's very solidarity, sorry. That doesn't explain why there's no solidarity with the people that use SNAP, which is the subsidy that benefits them.
Because the same way as, like, again, with the MAGA thinking that, this one's better choice, not realizing seeing the white supremacy parts, they're not feeling it yet. That's why. They've got, the same as we've got people that got that logic with the welfare queen being only one type of demographic. They're not seeing it yet because they're still getting their subsidized pays. Like, it's not cutting into them yet. That when that starts harming this grocery stores and they start cutting back on their subsidies that they're giving to those farmers, then they will see it. That's what I'm saying.
But you said that the stereotype benefits them, and I'm wondering how.
Because they're still getting paid right now. You're still.
So
I'm still. I'm
it
talking about
doesn't
farmers.
actively benefit them. It's just like easier to be quiet.
For them, yeah. I'm saying
But
the small farmers
it's
are
like
getting
you
harmed.
can't. But so what I'm getting at is like if they were to speak out against the welfare queen stereotype, it wouldn't hurt them because they would still be the farmers and they would still have the food. What I'm getting is it's not hurting. It wouldn't hurt them to do that. It wouldn't help them either. It wouldn't hurt nor help them. So it just be like, hey, stop shitting on black women. Like Snap was made for us. Thank goodness people are on Snap, so we make sure we get money. Like not maybe not even like directly dismantling the welfare queen stereotype, but at least educating people on what Snap is actually for instead of, oh, black women evil as always.
I get what you're saying now. Yeah,
Well, I think
Von Goth is
Arthur, you
right.
said it
Oh,
doesn't
three
hurt.
people. Hey, everybody stop. Three people are talking. Dutch, you started first. Then Cho started. Then Piper started. So we're gonna go in that order. Dutch, Chose, and then Piper. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Von Goth has got it right. Exactly what the real thing is. It doesn't harm or not harm them either way. So in that instance, why change it? Like, there's no reason for them to need to change it either way because it doesn't affect them either way. So why? Yeah, they're not trying to be good people. They're just about money under this capitalist system. So that's the main reason right there.
Okay. Chose, please go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, in a situation where it doesn't harm or hurt them, the fact that it harms other people is their benefit. Like when it's neutral for them, they can still hurt other people.
But if your job is Daddy Satan, hello. If your job is feeding people, why would you want to hurt the people that you're feeding?
Because I don't think they recognize them as fully human like that. Like the point is to hurt the other, right? Like, I mean, farmers have been down that road for a while. Like, they will, do themselves harm to hurt their neighbor. Like that's regular. That's regular farm behavior.
Am I too smart for this? It's like also free Palestine. I saw somebody with the Palestinian flag. Hello, Cry. So I guess where I'm having difficulty understanding is that if your job, hey communist, if your job is to feed people and you chose that job and you invested your livelihood and generations into this career, like generational farms, why would you then go and hurt people? That's what I'm not understanding. Piper, please go next. And then I'm going to accept Vaughn, and then Vaughn's going to go.
Okay, part of it is, I'll just say tie it to education level. Okay, so the people that read at the U.S. average, those people are the ones that the Lyndon B. Johnson quote you said earlier. If he'll let you pick your pocket if you talk bad about, okay, that one. But now the more educated ones that are aware of certain things realize if they don't hamstring people of color, especially black people, their children are less likely to mediocre into a good life. Remember that part. The college educated ones that surprise you, they think that. Okay? It's, yeah.
Yeah.
When you see, they'll say crazy in front of you. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. I'm going to backtrack on some of the comments. I mean, look at the crops you can't get seeds for. I'd have to look into that because I don't plant anything. I don't know the whole thing behind that. Like nothing about the ag industry is actually meant to be prosperous and feed people. So I don't know like the baseline of that. The harming of others is very common with farmers. They don't care about anything but the bottom line. That's unfortunate. Hello, Adorino. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It isn't about feeding people. Okay. Vaughn, please go next.
Hi, thanks for having me up, by the way.
Yeah.
Still having a bunch of pain, but I want to chime in really quickly. I also think too, like when we look at some things in the past, like drain pool politics, there's also a book by the same name that really went into detail about how, for instance, we back in the past, like in the 60s, in the 70s, and even a little bit even around that era, there were a lot of things that the United States was trying to implement, primarily because they were competing with like other nations, like the USSR, et cetera. And they were talking again, like you had like free university and college education. There were talks about universal health care. And even there was even like the beautification of neighborhoods, for America to show just how great we can be towards our citizens, right? They had um, um, public pools in every neighborhood, stuff like that. But the moment when Black people begin to move in those neighborhoods, they begin to, and this is where the term drain pool politics came from. They began to put acid in the pools. They began to put concrete in the pools. They destroyed the pools. We saw what Reagan did with he basically segregated universities again. And like using this example and going back to the question of the myth that you mentioned, the stereotype that you mentioned, I think that it too has a lot to do with white tea supremacy and racism, and how there is that social hierarchy and that social hierarchy and that class hierarchy that's embedded within white tea supremacy and racism. And then we look back in history to see the things that could even help the majority of Americans because of that white tea supremacy and that white tea supremacist social hierarchy, that white tea supremacist economic hierarchy. Even going back to Lyndon B. Johnson's point, that Piper mentioned that you talked about prior, Avery.
Yes.
And I can't stand Lyndon B. Johnson, by the way, but
Yeah,
that
he
quote,
was a racist, but he was right.
yeah, he was right. He was absolutely right. That we see that these people will the quote bite off their own nose, like despite their face, despite their something like that, right? Cut off their own nose despite their faces.
Yeah.
So that's what that's what I think it is. And a couple years ago too, there were a lot of Black farmers that were talking about the systemic racism in farming, and how there's problems with that too. So I do think that there is that white tea supremacist and racist element, and to why they're not speaking up about that harmful stereotype, and why even like the MAGA, for instance, they think that they are somehow exempt because they happen to be white tea.
I see that. Hello, dialectical.
Sorry if I went on too long.
No, you're good. I was just saying hello to dialectical. Um, and a lot of regional. That part W. Yep. Um, it's like all of you are correct, right? It's just like you know, person to person, like interpersonally, right? Like I can see how like systemic racism. Yeah, of course I'm not gonna say anything, but it's like just like I don't know, just as a human being, it's like you don't if you don't have anything to gain, if you don't, to me, the logic is if it's not a gamble, then why not do the right thing? You don't lose anything either way because you're the farmer. You still have the food, you still have the supplies. All right, well, let's use this opportunity to like dismantle racism while we're at it.
Mhm. I'm thinking too, maybe it could be also that wanting to be them not wanting to be um, othered or ostracized.
But what does
Like
that? But that's what I'm saying, Vaughn.
yeah,
Who
like
cares if you got?
exactly.
You have the snappies. You have the
Yeah.
apples. You have Chiquita Banana. Who gives a fuck if you get ostracized?
Exactly. Yeah.
Have the food. It
Yeah.
doesn't. It doesn't. That's why I'm saying it doesn't hurt, or it doesn't bother you either way. It's not a gamble for
Mhm.
you to use your voice to be like, hey, the welfare queen shit can stop. That needs to
Mhm.
stop. Stop being a little bitch.
Mhm.
Because you have the grapes, you have the lemons. People aren't gonna be. But who gives a fuck?
Mhm.
Even if they do try to boycott you, all right, well, find cheaper grapes, bitch. Good luck. Grapes are like $10 a pound. You're still gonna buy the grapes, ho. That's what I'm saying. You have the food. You can do and say whatever you want when you have the fucking food.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, down with that welfare queen bullshit.
Mhm.
Well, these
And like
welfare queens are why I can eat because snap. Take that. Just saying.
and also too, I was thinking, um, I forget the man's name, but he is Sigmund Freud's nephew, and they call him the father of modern propaganda. And he wrote a bunch of he wrote books about a lot of psychoanalytic stuff about. I mean, he even popularized the concept of herd thinking and various other things, and how a lot of mass media and he wrote. And matter of fact, let me actually. I have like his work with on PDFs, but he played a big role in helping the media, helping the media push out a lot of propaganda and the way, and even on like the psychoanalytic side of things, um, to find ways for the media to basically do like yellow journalism and try to brainwash people even easier. And even the things too, like about how the stores, like even the lighting in the stores and whatnot, all of that, all those ideas are that we see, especially like in the now and for many decades. He helped push a lot of that, and I think too that the way that the Western media um, tends to frame things, tends to like look at Fox News, for instance, and they have all of these ideas and they have all these things that they say, we know it's not true. But a lot of people do. And I think that with the way that our media works and how, for example, how white supremacist and racist it is, but then with those other things too, like the classism, the elitism, um, I think that it almost in a way further puts these like I guess ideological categories and even so much as so I would say I'm trying to articulate it, but I guess even push people even more into the space of they don't want to step out of what they consider to be safe, the spot that they consider to be safe and that they consider to have uh, easier social mobility in. Um, so that's what I'm thinking too. Sorry, that was not trying to go on a tangent, but trying to articulate it. But
Okay.
yeah.
How does anybody else feel about how's anybody else processed what Vaughn just said?
I agree. Like that's 100% same type of thing I was saying. It's like you're looking for morality in under a system that's like morality is not favored in at all. Like that's why people always use the human greed as a argument thing, because under capitalism, it is a benefit to be greedy. It's a benefit to step on the neck of somebody else to get above them, right? So that's how they see it being used. And a lot of these things going back with the farmers, a lot of them we have a very small amount of farmers that are small farmers left. They're bought out by big corporations now, so they're already a part of it. They don't want to like get rid of any stereotypes or anything like that, because it's actually fine with them to keep the white supremacy part going, to keep those. So And there are like a few that I follow a few of them that do talk about this, like the ways that thou what they have to pay for is like it's one of them talks about how he has to pay $47,000 every year for his crops for the seed he gets, right?
Hmm.
And anytime they can come onto his property, check the seeds, so like that. If they don't like something about what he's doing or something like that, they can take all of it back, and it'll be just out of his pocket then. Um, all of them are. The reason he has to do it every year is because, of course, they're Monsanto, and the seeds only produce one crop, nothing more. They can't regrow after that, so they're being forced to buy every year. It's not about profit for them like as much because of that type of thing. It makes it impossible. So, like the way that they're buying out all these companies is how that's happening, of course. And once again, it's morality. They don't. That's not something they're looking for. It doesn't behoove them here.
Okay. I saw you in the chat, Chose. Is there anything you want to unmute and say? And I also understand if you can't unmute right now. That's totally fine. Hello, Lumpy.
Can I have the name of the person I mentioned prior. I don't want to interrupt if anyone else wanted to go on.
Oh,
It's Edward Barnes.
who?
Edward Barnes. I can put it in the chat too.
Yeah.
Edward Barnes.
Yeah.
Yeah, please put that in chat. I want to look that up actually. Thank
And
you.
you can find the PDF of his book called Propaganda. It was written in 1928. And he coined the term engineering of consent.
Hmm.
So he led a lot of things like with public communication. I mean, he even worked during on the U.S. Committee during World War II. I mean, he even helped with like tobacco companies, for instance, like put out the propaganda of, particularly to women, which was of course misogynistic as we know now, by saying again like smoking is a feministic thing. He did a lot of stuff, and to this day, the media still uses a lot of the techniques that he created.
Okay, fair enough. We have a hang on, y'all. We have a new person. Endri. Hello.
Andrew, you can't pronounce that? Is that too difficult for you?
Apparently. So, what would you like to say about the topic?
I think that, black people are obviously not deserving of snaps.
So, would anybody like to dig into this guy? Dutch, go off.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the majority of people on Snap are white people, so that doesn't even make sense for you to be. Want to go from there or what, Andrew?
Nah, he can stay on mute for a second.
But
Actually, I want everybody to take a turn. Vaughn, please go ahead.
Okay, Indri, let me ask you a question. What ethnicity are you?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Just go ahead and say what Vaughn. Just go ahead and say what you're going to say. He's going to sit and listen. Go ahead.
Yeah, because one, that's just correct. That majority of people who benefit from EBT are white tea people, and two, if you are not white tea, you won't get picked. I just want you to know that you won't get picked.
Also, let's just be clear. He doesn't sound white.
Yeah, absolutely. No, he doesn't. It's like you won't get picked, and tokens get spent.
Tokens get spent. Piper, go ahead. Chose did the homework.
I'm trying. I'm searching for safe language. Give me a
don't
minute.
bother. You know I don't do it. Chose, you got the docket up. Go ahead.
Just wanted to show some pictures. That's all.
Can somebody make Dutch big? Not Dutch. Can somebody make Chose bigger, please?
I checked his account too. Like he's one of those. He's probably one of those guys.
Oh no, he left.
Oh, you went away. What happened?
He left. Oh no,
See his comment? You see his last comment?
I mean, Ed Helman attacks can't debate. Nobody attacked your. Who amongst us attacked your appearance, sir? Hey, Liv. Who among us? I said not a word, sir.
Muting you is not an ad hominem attack, buddy. You know that, right?
I don't think he does know that. I could do an ad hominem attack if that's what we're
Take
looking for.
turns in here.
Well,
We
actually,
take
actually,
turns.
chose give him an ad hominem since he's
Like the mustache is an ad hominem attack against your own face, dude.
there. You go. So that's an ad hominem.
You're like your face is doing the ad hominem like to you.
Bruh, them squinty eyes. Like I don't know. Are you trying to see John Cena? I don't know what's happening right now.
He's trying to read a script while he's recording. Is what that is.
And this like plaid shirt helmet thing he's got going on, like over in the middle left here, like
So look,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
looking past.
who is that a thirst trap for? That's all I want to know. Like,
Well, that's him trying to appear as he's actually works a job in like construction or something like that because he borrowed his cousin's helmet.
and then the squirrel nut T-shirt in the middle, like, is that squirrel from that creature from Ice Age or whatever?
I think so. It looks like the squirrel from Ice Age if it got fucked up by AI.
And if you open with racist bullshit, you've already given away your intellect to the room.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I have no empathy. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, you come onto a live and have this on your page. Like, you can look at mine. I have nothing to be offended by. I thought you would want to look at your own face. It's what your content is all about. So, like, I was just surprised that you ran from your own face. Like, that's something that Dutch should do. Like,
He ran from his own face. Hello. Catherine? I mean, I know.
Oh, that's a refugee.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, Katrin is a refugee.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, why is he cosplaying as an American? You know, with that plaid shirt and the hat.
Yeah, like what is this? What's happening? Right? Like, bro, just put on the cowboy hat and let it go.
oh, I mean, half of his videos are like in a different language. It looks like some sort of Coptic script.
Okay, so this is one of those people of color that try to appeal to white people.
Especially if you're coming
Punching
to America.
down, yeah, like punching down on the next darkest person to appeal to white supremacy when they're gonna get you too.
Well, I mean, you know, like that's
He
the thing,
won't get
there are-
picked. He won't
Yeah,
get
but
picked.
like you guys do know that like Middle Eastern, they're categorized as white in this country.
They're categorized as white because
You know-
the courts didn't want to say Jesus was brown.
That's right. Yeah, exactly
Mhm.
what it is. So that's so weird.
Yeah.
Just because they wanted to
Obviously.
keep that white lie going that Jesus is white, so now Middle Eastern people are categorized as white in this country.
Yeah. So what did we learn? We learned that if you come onto my live stream with that bad behavior, you will get roasted and toasted and then outright boasted. That's what we learned.
I found the plans for Trump's new.
Stop it. Cut it out.
Oh, that looks a little bit too classy.
Too classy. Okay, I got this one. Is this one more appropriate?
Cut it out.
That's a little better. That's a little better.
Have you seen what architects are saying about the available plans?
I have not.
The inside and the outside renderings do not match. It's going to dwarf. If you take the inside one, it's going to dwarf the rest of the White House.
Mm.
But if you take the outside measurements from the rendering, and also it's the money that's being spent is $3,333 per square foot.
Mm.
And that is highway robbery. $1,000 per
Did you-
square foot is excessive, they said.
Did
That's
you
not
say?
me.
Yeah, but 3,000 is.
Oh, what happened? Okay, well, while we have this commercial break, I would like to invite people to gift Catherine. This person is a refugee. Vaughn, do you know from where?
Syria.
Yeah, I think Catra is Syria.
Syrian? Okay, please help a Syrian refugee. Y'all know what the fuck we did to Syria. If y'all got one coin, if you can give one coin to Catherine, please do. And I also understand that some people are not purchasing coins as a part of like trying to is not to be supportive of TikTok. But if you do have coins, please give at least one to Catherine. Thank you.
Yeah, I always take whatever I get and just exchange them.
I can't
Mhm.
exchange mine anymore.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I can't change mine either.
Really?
Yeah,
What happened with them?
I don't know.
They
Yeah,
did
I
make
can
me.
exchange mine.
They made me
Sorry.
do a ID thing to like for whatever reason. So but after I did that, I could exchange again. Did they come up and ask you that? Maybe?
Yeah, they asked me for my no, they have my ID. They asked me for my other information for tax purposes, and I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't make enough to
Mm-hmm.
file taxes off of TikTok.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Same thing happened to me. And then too, like that happened to me as well, Avery. And then also I personally also have to contact my bank too, because my bank keeps saying that they don't that this purchase, they're suspicious of this purchase. And I'm like, that's never happened before. What's going on now? So that's also what I'm personally dealing with too.
Uh-oh.
I gave them. I
So
gave
hey,
them Delta
pause
Two.
real quick. So I'm gonna turn on my blue light blocker because it is about that time. So if I suddenly disappear, I'll be right back.
I was gonna say I just did mine when I did it initially with a bank account I'd already was planning to close. So they still have that's the information they have. I wasn't gonna give them the bank I'm using and all.
Hmm.
Well, it's not so much about wait. Well, that is connected to the tax information, I guess.
Yeah,
But
exactly. That's what I
yeah,
was.
so I can't. I guess I'm just not gonna be able to exchange or get coins.
Yeah, and it sucks. Oh, it sucks.
I mean, if you get built up enough to like exchange them out some other way or something like that, or just take them out. I was doing what I had. This is what's really making me mad. Is I found out I have like it's $11. That's only I don't know what it was from, but it's like a promotional thing. It says I could use it for. So either to do the promotions for videos or for lives or something like that. So I tried to do it to get it done, just to get rid of it on every one of my videos. Every single one of them comes back and says that it cannot deliver. And then when I finally found the reason of it, so each time is because my videos are inciting political or hateful speech.
Okay. All right, TikTok. I had one of my. I think I made it. No, I didn't make a video about this, but one of my YouTube videos got taken down. The one I made with like Luigi, talking about how 40% of the homeless population is disabled, and saying it in correlation to Luigi also being disabled. They said my video, and it was his perp walk. They said that my video promoted political violence, and I was not talking about. I just used Luigi's perp walk picture, but I was like, they're trying to get, and that happened a few days after it was announced that his attorneys are trying to get the charges dropped. So I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
he hasn't been charged yet. So what are we doing?
So,
I thought I had some. Hang
so
on.
I think
People that
he.
don't need to will give it because they asked. Okay. TikTok taking down Yahtzee lives. Yeah, TikTok won't take down Nazi lives for
that
real.
brings up perfect. I have to make a video about this because it's the same. I've made this video about this live before because it kept being pushed to me. I'd like wake up and like scroll, and it's the live's Honey Bun is the creator's name, and her page has it's K1.02. Her page is all just like good Christian. I'm baking. I'm friendly and this and that. All of her lives though have backgrounds that they've made or so like that of like why are black people lazy, why do black people have this, why do white people get in trouble for talking about it? It's all just racist shit. And her lives disappeared because they won't let me up. I got booted and muted every single time, but they'd still show them to me. And then so I was like, I made a video showing that. And then this time though, the only kind of thing changed though is because they are all up doing the same stuff. I tried to report it for her because she was doing something that every single time somebody would get something, they were trying to say something to the black woman that was up there, she'd cut in and be like, you're not going to be able to get this one to chimp out. You won't get that, and it kept sliding in like it was not not a racist thing at all. So like reported her for that, put that in the description, and then the person that came up that was really getting into it kept throwing shit like that too. Neither one of them. Both the reports came back, no violation, nothing found of hate speech or anything like that at all. Nothing in that every single time. But the one thing that changed it was kind of funny though, is she called Miss Corey, was the black woman's name that came up there. She brought up the point, because they were trying to bring up 1350, she brought up 3276,
What
which
is
is actually a little higher.
76?
3276 is that the white population of white men are 76%, and it's actually higher. It's actually 89% of committing child SA, child corn, stuff like to that nature, is all white men. And of course, when she brought that up, she got shut down. The host immediately started. Stop. We're not going to be talking about that. That'll get my live taken down. All the other shit that you've been saying, you're not worried about. But when it comes up about something about what white men do, then all of a sudden that had to be silenced and shut up because that's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Send me that. Send me the numbers. DM those to me.
I got you.
Thank you.
Sorry. I was gonna say too, like even YouTube, like I remember in even like 2016, they've been increasingly becoming alt-right, and their platforms becoming like
If y'all have any coins, please do give to Catherine, please and thank you. Vaughn, please continue.
yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. But yeah, their platform, YouTube, is becoming increasingly alt-right. Even the algorithm is very alt-right. TikTok is is taking the same path too, and I honestly think that the fate of social media, it's just going to become even more increasingly alt-right and increasingly anti-intellectual. And at this point, I honestly don't even know how the people who are obviously against this are really going to be able to, especially on social media, to push back in such a wide or such a massive scale, because it's so embedded in the algorithm. And I do think that these platforms support that kind of behavior and rhetoric, especially like
that keeps people on the platform.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even what Dutch said too, there's been plenty of times in which I've went out of my way to report Yahtzee lives. When I'm not, I mean, I don't even say go out of my way. I mean, I think that obviously anyone who does not agree with them should be reporting those people. Even comments, like even in our own mutuals lives, when there's racist comments being made, I will report those comments, and TikTok will find no problem with it, zero problems with it. And it's like, yeah, I know what this is. We all know what this is.
Well, it's like hello, Abba. There's a difference between a permissive space and a safe space, right? And like TikTok has very much shown itself to be. I want to say that at some point TikTok was a permissive space, but now it is a right-wing space, because like a permissive space is everybody gets to talk. But a right-wing space is when left, like center and left get, hello, handsome Stalin. Center and left get suppressed, and right-wing rises to the top, and that's what we're seeing now.
Yeah, and I think it's like, I 100% agree with you too, and I think that it's even being more pushed because of the current cultural zeitgeist. Right. That these things are like a matter of opinion now, which is absolutely wild to me. That these things are just a matter of opinion. I mean, even Jubilee. If you guys saw Jubilee, that when they actually posted a neo-Nazi on their platform, and people for the longest, especially on the actual left, not liberals calling themselves left, but the actual left, we're telling people Jubilee is a right-winged platform. Stop supporting them. Stop watching them. We know it's entertaining in some of their videos and whatnot, but stop supporting them. Stop giving them views. And the moment when, like, especially like when Trump got back in office, and I'm not saying that, because Trump got in, things got worse. I'm not saying that. However, they took that as the opportunity to push the Overton window, which they usually do. and they put in an entire neo-Yahtzee on that platform, and it's like, why is this a thing? We should not be having conversations, quote unquote, with neo-Yahtzees and white supremacists.
Wait, are you talking about the dude who proclaimed that he's like a fascist? Talking to I forgot the dude's name, but I am subscribed to him on YouTube.
Yeah,
Oh, that one?
yeah.
Oh, pause it. We're trying, brother. We're trying. Pink shirt guy. I don't remember the color of his shirt because I watched a zoomed in version where it was more on his face. So I don't remember the color of his shirt.
They
But
all
he
do
was the
that.
guy who claimed that he got fired because of what he said when actually he got fired before that and lied so he could get
That was him.
He
yeah,
still
it's
does.
like Jubilee is Jubilee. I remember Jubilee from back in the day when they were doing like fashion stuff. I'm like, why did we do
Yeah, yeah, and they completely became. And I say this to that like a snake always has to shed its skin. Um, so with Jubilee doing that, it's not, especially since this is still upholding the status quo. Um, so they're going to do it. However, it's just that I do think that people may, again, it's not hard to not give them views, right? It's not hard to not watch their videos, especially if this is something people genuinely have a core problem with. If it goes against their core principles, it it's not. Don't give them views.
I have I have the biggest problem with the fact that like they allow that in platform, that kind of thing, but they purposely platform what they call left, far left, is always still just like center of the lane liberals.
Yeah.
So they're just, then it's like every single time, because how many times I have the conversations every single day where like I'm talking to some right winger and they describe what they don't like, the far left, radical left, and this and that, and then they're just describing Bernie Sanders, AOC, shit like that. I'm like, those are liberals and the right wing still. That's not left at all. Forget far left. And they do that same thing by naming them far left, on these things, on these platforms. This is a far leftist. And I don't know if it was Julie maybe, or the outnumbered one or something like that, where they had 5 communist, socialist, or
Yeah.
5
Oh, so
capitalist. And they were not even like like they were maybe baby communists. Like, I was like, what? So
oh my gosh, I would say at best dim socks.
yeah, like they didn't know any of it. But the capitalist guys, people they had there, were like, they read the theory through, and even like economy shit. There, most of them were like Keynesians, shit like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, like it's so that it's easier, which is the tactic they've always used in the right wing. That's why they go to college campuses and shit like that to debate these kids, because they haven't fully formed any of their ideas yet. And then like it looks like they're being shut down because their ideas are terrible. No, they just don't know how to fully progress them yet. And you're working on a thing where you do know, so you try to make them look foolish and change their minds.
So we're gonna pause for a second and acknowledge the comments. Madi Hansen Hassan was interviewed there. I think that's the person I was talking about, or probably not. I don't know. I remember when they did the flat earthers versus scientists. So flat earthers versus scientists, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? I feel like that was early Jubilee debate, and a lot of people decided that they were gonna dip at that point because you could tell what was about to happen next. Hello, also hello, O Entertainment Inc. But I think that the scientists versus flat earthers one, that was early. That was one of their first ones, as I recall.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when people were like, "Oh, it's a debate platform now. Let me just leave." I remember that, and I remember that's when I stopped watching Jubilee too. Let them crawl back under their rocks and multiply has always been a huge mistake. Yeah, we see that now. All right, folks, how are we feeling? It's getting pretty late.
Pattern recognition is a curse.
Pattern recognition is a curse. Just keep stomping. There you go. Put on those cleated shoes and keep stomping.
I mean, I think for all of us that do have pattern recognition, it's important to start keeping record of the things when we get them, and then being able to bring them back up so they can show them. Because there's so many times that every single time something happens that we've called out, pointed out, and then no, and then it happens, and we're like, we told you about this months or years ago or so, and then they're like, no, you didn't, or so. We need to show them from now on, because like the amount of times it's getting really infuriating, because like they do. And I was kind of on this last thing for Palestine, was kind of watching it and not seeing. I kind of see the idea of like, well, they're speaking up now kind of thing, because yeah, now you see a bunch of Democrats and liberals all of a sudden making it's an important thing to talk about. Well, it would have been much more helpful to do it when this was being talked about a year ago, and you were at that time they were still like agreeing with the Republicans, like, oh, it's not really a genocide, it's not as bad as they think, and this and that, or all these excuses. And I'm now against even that stuff when they're talking up, because I don't see it as helpful that they're speaking up later on to bring like attention to it, because the tension's there. The tension's been there, and when the tension was there, you helped push it the wrong way. So now coming back and acting like it's okay, or this is the time to speak up, you're not helpful. You're just as bad still, to be honest, because you could have done something. It's all for your own morality, feeling better about yourself.
Oh, okay. The day Mitch denied Merrick Garland a hearing, I melted down saying Roe would fall to my dad. I remember that too.
He told me I needed to go take one of my anxiety pills. I was crazy, and it was established law.
No, that's not what those words mean. Hey, Drew.
None of them have ever been established law. That's the whole problem, is that Democrats will put something in as a right that's... I mean, we're about to take away gay marriage again. That's 3 times in my lifetime that's been like, oh, we celebrated it because gay marriage has been put into law, it's passed, and then now we're talking about being overturned again, because they never pass anything and codify it. They pass shit, and then I want my toothbrush back. You've still got mine, Drew.
Oh no, it's tanky time.
They pass these things only like partially so that this can happen, so they can be taken away by like, oh, the Republicans are taking it away again. They never could if you just codified them, but they never want to codify shit. They want to keep it so they can take it back.
Because if we have rights, the Democrats have nothing to campaign on.
That part. That's all it is. Finally, thank you. I knew that back.
Hey, hang on, Vaughn. We have a momentous thing happening here. The tanky gave the toothbrush back. We got it.
Oh, cool! Can I get mine back too? It was like a dark purple color.
Now you gotta
It was electric too. I really need that back. But also too, I want to really quickly interject and not interrupt anyone. But I am going to drop. Back of my head is still hurting. Took some pain meds. It's still slowly kicking in. But I do appreciate you having me up, though, Avery.
For sure. Thank you for coming up.
Yes, Vaughn. And W comrades. Always W for you guys.
W Vaughn, thank you for coming up.
Thank you.
Well, you got your toothbrush back too. There you go. I still have my toothbrush, so I don't know what y'all are talking about. I'm a part of the proletariat. I hid mine. And I'm not part of the 70% that would have sold my toothbrush out.
Walking around with clean teeth and saying
or do you love? I don't know what that means. Finally. I love it. I love when we can bring humor into the live. But it is getting late my time, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring it on down But before we go, does anybody have anything they want to say before we head out? Dutch, you can go first.
Um, no, I mean, other than the fact that SNAP being cut off is not going to hurt who you think it's going to. It hurts a lot more people than just the, poor, not working people that you think it is. I think we need to stop punching down all the time. Realize what the problem is not below you; it's above you. Stop punching down.
Literally. Piper, do you have anything you'd like to say before we go?
If he does not get the reaction that he wants in the month of November, there will be none in December.
Chose, do you have anything you'd like to say? All right. Well, y'all go forth and make rapists and racists afraid again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Night.